Hello， 大家好，欢迎收看阿丹的实况。那今天我们要来玩的是2K12的对战，我和小尼一起对战。你不用说嗨。
没有，哎，这个我现在不开卡了，就是要等到9点，就是这样。所以我只会来参加阿丹对打之类的比赛。
然后2K15啊，到时候我会想办法。
Broadcasting live our NBA Friday evening coverage here on 2K Sports with Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg. This is Kevin Harlan. Tip-off moments away, and State Farm presents the starting lineups. First for the Heat, Chalmers in lane number 1 and the 2. And the man in the middle from UNLV, Joel Anthony. They look to him to provide that necessary presence down low. That's LeBron James, and it's Bosh in at the power forward position. And for Boston, Hondo and Allen make up the backcourt. And fill in the paint, the big guy, Jermaine O'Neal. He's a big part of that presence down low. Then it's Pierce, and it's Garnett in at the 4.
Well, Miami had such a turbulent season last year as far as the drama that surrounded that team. They were consistent and steady on the road. They ended up with the best away record in the Eastern Conference.
反正现在都玩2K14之类的玩家，回味一下吧。
And the tip-off, it's Miami. Now here's Wade. Misses.
He should make that one, guys. He had a pretty good look at the basket, just couldn't get it to go.
And back to Miami. Road trips aren't easy when you're the villains of the NBA, and there's no doubt that wanted poster in the NBA has got a picture of that Miami threesome.
I agree, no doubt about it. But I think that also helped them come together. You know, teams typically do a good job of bonding when they're on the road. That us against them mentality, nobody for you. And quite honestly, really good teams enjoy winning on the road more than they do even winning at home.
All right, now we're going to go to Doris with head coach Eric Spoelstra. What'd you find out, Doris?
Well, guys, he said he doesn't want to see their offense get bogged down tonight. Ball movement, that's the main thing for us. It's been something we've been doing very well, and that's what we're going to concentrate on. Guys?
Thank you, Doris. So do you guys think their shooting will play as important a role as the coach made it sound?
Well, the object of the game is to put the ball in the basket, so you want your shots to fall, but I don't know if you necessarily plan on that being the case.
Well, you'd like to plan on making every shot. It just doesn't happen that way. So the key to focus on is shot selection. Get good shots. And hopefully, you'll have a good groove going tonight.
Goes up. And Mario Chalmers on the assist by LeBron. Chalmers has got his first basket of the night.
And you know, guys, with LeBron's size, I don't think he gets the most out of his post game. It's not something that he's developed down there. He doesn't have a go-to move, not a turnaround jumper or jump hook. And as a result, he hasn't fully realized his potential yet.
They'll keep possession. Kristich is checked in for Boston. And the Heat making a change here as well. Haslam's checked in. Here's Wade. From deep three-point range, again the miss by the Heat. Going back to LeBron and his size, there was talk when he came to Miami, Clark, that he would play, power forward, but is there a position maybe he cannot play?
Well, that's the thing with me, Kevin. His versatility is such that you have a lot of different ways you can utilize him. His size, his speed, his strength, his basketball acumen and IQ, all of that allows you to play LeBron where he can be most effective on a game-to-game basis.
Down low. It's stolen by Allen. Stolen away as they knock away the alley-oop attempt. It's 2-on-1. Wade gets to LeBron.
I like that good teamwork there.
Where it looks like they really enjoy playing with each other.
Well, you could see the eye contact, a little nod to each other, and the lob was on its way.
Guys, the record was 37-15 for the Celtics against the Eastern Conference last season. Still one of the powerhouses, not just in the conference, but in the league.
It's stolen by Allen. Rondo passes to Garnett. Shoots a three. Shot is no good. And it's the Heat taking it the other way. Let me ask you guys here, going back to the Celtics, eliminated by the Heat in 5 games in the playoffs. Are they still a factor in the East? Steve?
Oh, yeah, they're still a factor. Miami is so good right now. Boston has an excellent regular season. They've got plenty of talent. They've got some good young players with Rondo and Jeff Green. And Boston will still be a major player in the Eastern Conference this year.
We've got 1:48 left to play in the first. Here's Wade. Here's Haslam. He trains a turnaround jump shot.
Crashing the offensive glass is such a big part of this game, and it's going to pay off for them.
From 11 feet away, Christich. And off target as he starts the game 0 for 1. From about 19 feet, and Bosch gets it to go on the assist by Chalmers. Bosch has got his second basket of the game.
Bolster was in a really odd and tough position last season. Never before had there been a bigger free agent talent swing, and he was tasked with getting 3 huge superstars to mesh as a unit. He's done a nice job.
Man, he shows us he knows how to finish with a flourish.
Boston making some changes. Jermaine O'Neal checked in for Christich. Davis comes in for Kevin Garnett. And Delonte West is subbed in for Rajon Rondo. Joel Anthony's checked in for the Heat. House comes in for Mario Chalmers. Back to Spoelstra because he was the first coach, Steve, to deal with that much talent. He had some very unique situations pop up along that road.
Well, he sure did, Kevin, and he had to coach that team under a microscope all season long. The basketball world was watching, and that Miami team went through some ups and downs, but in the end, I think Eric Spoelstra did a fantastic job, and he looks to be one of the bright young coaches in this league.
Looking to end the run, and it's blocked. The Heat leading by 9. Fast break, here they come. And they get in the way. Looked like the alley-oop attempt that time. O'Neal dishes to Allen. Fires from deep. Offensive rebound.
They're in attack mode early, guys, really cleaning up the glass.
Well, it's +5 in rebounding here in the first quarter. I mean, in a 4-quarter game, if that margin continues, that's +20 rebound. That would be almost assuring a win.
For 3, Pierce. And it's Miami with the rebound. Here's Bosch. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. Offense, the order of the day as the first quarter comes to a close. Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. Let's check out what Doris Burke has for us.
Well, Kevin, one of the staples of the Heat's success last season was their defense. LeBron said, we start with defense, and if we get stops, then it's open court for us. Perhaps the biggest part of their success was their intensity and athleticism on the defensive end, turning into transition points on the offensive end. They are fearsome on the break, guys. Back to you.
你要换什么镜头？
我觉得这镜头有点不习惯。
会吗？那你要换什么镜头？你换了我也不习惯啊。
这个我超习惯的。
哦，好吧。
All right, Doris.
Make no mistake about it. They were an incredible team on defense last season.
Yeah, no question about that. They finally were broken in that final series against Dallas, but throughout the playoffs until the finals, Miami's defense was spectacular. Well, we all know Rajon Rondo is among the fastest players in the NBA, but he's really the only Celtic who wants to get out and run. This is more of a half-court team. And Boston finished in the bottom 10 in the league in fast break points. Man, is he hard to defend. You play him one way, he'll just go the other.
Well, I think that pass caught him off guard, but he showed his board hands too.
Here's LeBron. And Steve, you're talking about the Celtics and their slower pace, bottom 10 in fast break points. Clark, I guess that's often the case for more veteran teams. They don't want to get into a track.
Yeah, I think they've got to be more efficient in terms of how they massage offensive possessions. I mean, you look at Rondo, who is an absolute burner, but the rest of the starting unit probably better suited to him. It'll be interesting to see how the Celtics go forward because Rondo moving into his prime and obviously more effective in an up and down game. Will the Celtics acquiesce to who he is and what his best type of game is as they go forward? Well, Jermaine O'Neal only played in 26 regular season games for the Celtics last year, and it makes you wonder, how much does he have left, because he certainly has had some knee trouble recently.
Celtics trail by 13. He gathers. It's all 8. LeBron's now got 3 rebounds now in this one. Here's Anthony, and that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line. Clark, you mentioned J.O. He can still contribute, but he has to remain healthy, which, Steve, has been a problem for him.
Boy, 15 years in the league, and it's taken its toll on Jermaine O'Neal, but we did see him after missing most of the regular season for Boston last year. We saw him be a major force in that New York series in the first round for the Celtics. How about the hustle? He doesn't have a whole lot of speed, but boy, does he play hard.
Takes it up. They roll this one. Goaltending. Help the shot.
Kevin, that's just him doing his thing. I mean, that's who he is, launching himself at the basket. I mean, he thrusts himself at the basket. He's an angry driver and attacker of the rim.
Here's Allen. Sinks it from about 9 feet out. Allen's got 4 points in the quarter.
That's a tough matchup, and yet he found a way to get off that shot. Impressive.
You know what, guys? I mean, those are really the kind of challenges he loves. I mean, he's that kind of competitor.
Here's Pierce. Dunked hard with one hand.
You got to be willing to put a body in front of him there. Easy hoop.
But you know what? I don't blame him. That's a lot of body coming at him.
Miller outside. Cannot hit. So Boston will take it the other way. Allen inside. Defended by Chalmers. Allen shot is off. Heat leading by 12. A slam dunk by Wade. Replay here. Right slam cam showing it once more.
How's that for finishing with flavor?
Absolutely fantastic.
I think he was saving that one for a special occasion.
Here's Chalmers from past the arc. And it's Wade again missing. Takes the 3. And Jeff Green the bucket on the assist by Pierce. Green's got himself on the board with 3 there.
Well, you knew Miami would be a new big power in the East with the big 3 in tow. They didn't disappoint, blowing right by their conference win total from the prior season.
On deep. Miami grabs the miss. At one point, they led by 16. Outside Bosch. Miami no good on that time either. Yeah, Clark, what you were saying before, the Heat, before LeBron and Bosch, won 32 games in all. But with them on board, they won 38 games. Steve, very nice number.
Yeah, and that 38 was only bested by the Bulls' 39 Eastern Conference wins. So Miami really handled its business well last year.
And Doris.
But you like to see that they've strung together several good possessions in a row now.
Yeah, and it's a start, and you've got to start somewhere. They need something to build off of to get back into this.
The shot by Anthony, no good. From beyond the arc, O'Neal misses.
Well, there's a reason he's open out there. The defense not really respecting his ability to make that shot.
Celtics trail by 7, stolen by Bosch. And there's Miller, good that time on the assist by Bosch. Miller's got his first 2 points. And Davis can't get it to go.
Not his forte. I don't really like that shot, and you can tell the defense is just asking him to take it.
Right side Pierce. Davis. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Davis has got 4 this quarter.
And those points are made possible by that perfect entry pass.
And then Wade slams it in.
Now that's just rubbing it in, fellas.
Throwing it down with Stein.
These folks are not going to forget that one anytime soon. Now running a little bit of time off. Looks like they're going to play for the final shot.
Oh, yeah.
Steve, you're right. If nothing presents itself, hold for one.
Allen for the three. Allen's got 9.
Well, that's the problem. You turn the ball over and your defense just isn't set up at the other end.
And sometimes when it happens that way, it almost feels like a 4-point bucket.
And that does it for the first half of play. Heat lead by...
It's Friday night, and you got a date with the NBA. It's the HP Halftime Report. Miami up on top against Boston. They've played gritty D and have been hauling in the defensive rebounds. LeBron playing well in the first half. He has 8 points and has been contributing on the boards too. And still in it, the Celtics hanging around. They haven't been able to get their shots to fall. Ice cold from the field. Kevin Garnett just out of sync. Hasn't been able to put up any points, having a lot of trouble around the rim. Blank City. That'll end things for us.
Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far. Here's Rondo. Allen fires. The offensive rebound. Garnett kicks to Rondo. They're moving it around.
Well, the sweet shooting Ray Allen last year set the record for most three-pointers made in a career. Really just a testament to how dedicated he's been to the craft of shooting the ball.
And Clark, for Ray Allen, not only has he made a lot of threes, he has been tremendously accurate. Steve, he's one of only 40 players in league history to shoot over 40% from distance for his career.
And it's not just the percentage, Kevin. It's the number of clutch shots he hits. It's the range. It's his ability to get a shot even on his own. He's not just a spot-up guy. He can score in so many different ways. One of the great shooting guards of all time, really.
Kept alive. Here's Chalmers. Hits the three from the wing. Chalmers has got his second bucket of the night. Celtics trail by 8. Easy shot. Again, missed by the Celtics.
He thought he made that one.
He sure did. I mean, it was an excellent look. It just didn't go down.
Well, the big story, of course, a year ago for Miami was the formation of the big three, LeBron, Wade, and Bosh. And although it took some time for those three to click, eventually they figured it out.
O'Neal inside. He's up against Bosh. Clock at 6. Lets the three fly. Rondo, no good. Steve, back to what you said about Miami. They struggled out of the gate. They were 9-8, but after a rough November, they kicked it on in December. And Clark, I think really the game that kind of spun them around was their first LeBron appearance in Cleveland in early December against the Kings.
Yeah, that was an impressive win. I recall that was almost like an NBA Finals type atmosphere in terms of the media attention and so forth. But in that month, they went 15-1. They really seemed to find their rhythm. And quite honestly, never looked back. Well, that's a lot of bricks by them early in the second. Only one make on 5 tries so far in the second half.
That was an important one. 1 of 5 now, so they really had to get their offense clicking.
And here's LeBron outside. Can't get it to go. So Boston will take it the other way. Here's Pierce. The jump shot from the baseline is right on target. Pierce has got 9. Basket good. And the Heat lead by 5.
He's just playing so well across the board, guys.
Yep, I agree. I mean, that's exactly what his stats look like, definitely.
He's guarded by Haslem. Wade with the block. Here comes Mario Chalmers. He's got 5.
Nice.
Straight to the hoop, attacking the whole way.
Yeah, nice finish. Cap that break off in style.
That's good. Well, Heat leading by 5. Al Pierce defending. LeBron against Pierce. LeBron shot is off.
A very rough quarter for him as not much is falling right now.
Pierce with the dunk.
But maybe the play of the game right there.
An alley-oop slam is always going to be at the top of the list there, Clark. You're right.
That's one of my favorite plays in basketball, guys.
我把球撞掉了。
1:49 left to play here in the third.
Ray Allen is such a talented player. Had those early years in Seattle where he was brilliant, but in Boston he really found a role on a great team.
The easiest way to do it sometimes is with the bounce pass.
It's tipped. It's stolen by Wade. Here's LeBron. That falls. Nice feed that time from Dwayne Wade.
The lift they've gotten from him today has been huge. I mean, he's been steady offensively and has helped them get out in front here so far.
Haslam against Garnett. Kristich passes to Garnett. Moving the ball well. Allen for the three. It's hauled in by the Heat. LeBron's now got 4 rebounds in this game. But, you know, when you talk about the Celtics defining Allen's role a bit more, and that's what good teams do, isn't it? Clearly define roles for players, even veteran ones like Ray Allen.
Kevin, you're exactly right. And, you know, Ray became a much more consistent defender for the Celtics. I mean, you see that, and as you define roles, you can rein players in, and in some aspects, you can push them to do more in other areas. I think we saw it with Doc Rivers and Paul Pierce. From an offensive standpoint, encouraging him to be more of a playmaker and facilitator than just a bucket producer.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul, shot misses. He'll be shooting 2.
Don't let this team dunk.
I like that. That's a smart foul. I mean, it's a lot easier to dunk it than it is to hit 2 free throws. Make him earn them at the stripe.
Here's what Boston's going with right now. Jermaine O'Neal's checked in for Kristich. Davis comes in for Kevin Garnett. And Delonte West is subbed in for Ray Allen. The Heat also changing it up. Joel Anthony's checked in for Bosch. And Mike Miller subbed in for Dwayne Wade. And that one's good. Anthony's got 5 points so far.
Yeah, they're finding the open man. Unselfish play. I like it.
Yeah, I love it too. Teamwork in evidence there, right on full display. A big percentage, a high percentage of their baskets have come off assists.
And he's knocked off course by the D. The foul call. He'll shoot free throw. Free throw good, LeBron. And both free throws good for LeBron. Here's Davis. Rondo dishes to Pierce. Expanding his range. No good, trying to beat the buzzer. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double. It's time for the fourth quarter and time to check in with the fourth member of our team, Doris Burke, for our Sprite Spark report. Hi, Doris.
Well, Kevin, for that great stretch that he just put together, they get the Sprite Spark Award. There has been absolutely no let-up, even as their lead continues to grow with each stop. They're using this game to send a message to anyone who is watching, it seems. Guys?
All right, Doris, thank you. That run was a critical stretch, Clark, of the game.
It sure was. I mean, once the pilot light was lit, they didn't let up.
Well, offensively, it all came together for them, Clark, and it really allowed them to take control of the game.
And they're running. And the chance.
感觉超节之王。
那个也有动作没错。
还好啊，那个接得很漂亮。
Here's LeBron. Anthony left side. The rebound by Jeff Green.
You gotta like the defense, not quitting on the play and getting a hand in the face.
Sure do. With a tough defender breathing down your neck, that makes it not an easy shot.
Yeah, Don't give up anything for free. I like that. Send him to the line.
Yeah, they don't want to sit back and watch you lay it in. I mean, make them earn it. Make them earn it. Don't give up anything easy.
So Anthony nails both of them.
You know, guys, I think the Celtics actually came into the playoffs last season with a little less swagger than usual. I mean, losing Kendrick Perkins in a trade seemed to shake them up a little bit. And with Shaq really unable to contribute to the injuries, a team used to being big inside perhaps felt a little small. Come on, fella. Power it down. That dunk was ridiculous.
There was absolutely nobody that was going to get in the way of that.
Not when he's coming with that much force.
That was the Sprite Slam Jam moments ago. Highlight real action right here. Mark is at the table there well with the Celtics and their injuries that did play a role in the postseason, not just in the front court. The dislocated elbow, Rajon Rondo also factored in. Steve, that was a huge hit for that team.
Yeah, I was amazed that he was able to return in that game and continue to play the rest of the series. But it did limit him. And with Rondo slowed down, the Celtics had a tough time scoring. In fact, Miami really played him and Boston kind of 5-on-4. They didn't honor his offense, and it really cost Boston. Kevin Garnett really bounced back last season and looked better physically. Remember, the knee issues have been a problem over the years, but looked great last year. And it's always the key to that Celtics defense.
And for Kevin Garnett, among active players, the second most career minutes played after Jason Kidd. So Clark, he's got some miles on that odometer.
Yeah, he does. But last season, he upped his numbers across the board, Kevin. I mean, he may not play till he's 40, but with his size and fire for the game, I think he's still got plenty in the fuel tank.
Boston again missing.
And the fadeaway was about his only option there. Really good defensive position.
Out of bounds. And they retain possession. Here's Wade. 3 from the inbound. Persistence pays off as they finally hit a shot. Anthony's got 4 this quarter. Celtics trail by 16. Allen for 3. Count the bucket.
So tough to hit a 3 like that in transition.
Guys, we have seen them with a lot of good ball movement.
Well, you like the smooth operating they're showing you here. I mean, things are clicking, and more importantly, it makes them tough to defend.
Yeah, there's no agenda. I mean, the ball's just moving to whoever is open, and as a result, they've kind of developed a clicking pace to their game. It's been fun to watch.
Here's Wade. And he uses both hands to jam it in.
That's his bread and butter right there.
He loves to throw those down hard.
And I'll tell you what, I love to see him throw them down hard.
And Davis can't get it to go. Got a piece of it. Pierce against Wade. Wade missing again.
I think he's been fighting his shot a little bit. He's not getting many of them to drop right now.
Kevin Garnett with the steal.
That's a gift.
Rajon Rondo's checked in for Jeff Green. Then for the Heat, Chris Bosh is checked in for Joel Anthony. LeBron comes in for Mike Miller. And Chalmers in for Eddie House. Blocked. Celtics trail by 13. Fader on the way. And Garnett gets it to go on the assist by Allen.
See the way he attacked the smaller defender there?
That's what I call know-how. He knows how to use his size.
No good from LeBron. Rondo with it. That's good from Allen on the assist by Rondo. Allen's got 9 points here in the second half. From the wing, the shot's good from LeBron. Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. They're losing by 11. 1:24 left in the fourth quarter. Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Kevin, Doc Rivers was just addressing the plan with his team. He said, guys, it's cards on the table time. We've got to lay it on the line. If you've got a chance to make a play, I don't want you to hesitate. Make it. Let's see if they follow through, guys.
Thanks a lot, Doris. It's stolen by Haslam.
That steal is just another highlight in what's been a dominant performance at both ends.
Well, he's just launching from the three-point line right now because I don't like his shot selection at all.
From the arc, no good.
Well, unfortunately, he just has not been able to produce offensively to this point.
Oh, and a nice defensive play to interrupt the alley-oop. Stuffs it through.
Well, that's the problem. You turn the ball over, and your defense just isn't set up at the other end.
And sometimes when it happens that way, it almost feels like a 4-point bucket.
46 seconds left in the fourth. LeBron kicks to Bosh. Chalmers, defended by Allen. On offense, here are the Celtics. They're on a 14-6 run. And they'll keep possession. Here's Rondo from deep.
He can't buy anything right now, guys.
No bounce is going his way. I tell you, it's been tough out there for him.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. Lee gets the bucket.
Yeah, that's going to do it. I mean, this thing is pretty much over. They played well.
Well, it has been a bit anticlimactic the end of the game, but sometimes that's the way it goes.
Allen against Wade. There's the three. The shot will not go. And so Miami takes this one by a big margin.
哎，干嘛切掉？
因为我不想看，因为他每次都会哈，你不知道。
好啦，那这集的实况就到这边结束啦。离开影片后，别忘了按下订阅，继续支持我哦，拜拜。